Hello, today I'm continuing with my topic, how to change your life effortlessly. And more specifically for today, how important are your thoughts? What is the difference between thoughts and the truth? And how to be in control of your thoughts? Di from Di's Affiliate Hub, as usual, you will find the answers to all these questions in my today's video, and a little bit about my channel. As you know, Di's Affiliate Hub, I'm trying to help you create the life you want by giving you tips, advice, and sharing experience with how you can do it with small steps, whether it's small daily activities, physical activities that become your habits, or with your small daily thinking activities, repeated thoughts that become your mental habits. And that's how you can change your life in the way you want very easily without busting your gut. And that's why I say effortlessly. So please do subscribe to my channel by just clicking on the button below. Subscribe. Thank you. And so back to today's topic. How important are your thoughts? Your thoughts are everything. Your thoughts are the thing that everything else is based on. When you feel something, let's say you put 5 different people in the same situation and they will all feel differently. Why? Because what's in between the situation, the outside circumstances, and what they feel is actually the thought. And the thought they have will be different. Each person, each of these five people will have a different thought, which will be considering the outside situation. As a consequence of that different thought, each one of these 5 people will feel differently. And in the end of the day, because they have a different thought and they have a different feeling about the same situation, they will act differently and the result will be different. So our thoughts are everything. They are corner block, the total foundation of everything we feel and do in life. And that's why it is so very important to be in some sort of a control of our thoughts as much as possible. And is it possible? Yes, of course it's possible. But the problem is that most of our thinking is unconscious. It goes on without actually our even knowing. So our brain is producing thoughts all the time. And when you ask a person, you just say to him, like now, I'm asking you now, what are you thinking of? And you know what? You might know what you're thinking of, but a lot of times, and probably the most often, you won't even know what you're thinking of because your thinking process goes on unconsciously. But although it's unconscious, it has consequences, as we know, because your thought will cause you to feel a certain thing, and your thought and your feeling together will then cause you to take a certain action. And those actions could be negative all the time, could be repeated all the time. If we don't control our thoughts, there could be thoughts that are not benefiting us, going on and on, like on an autopilot. They're causing us to feel the feelings that are not benefiting us, again, on in an autopilot. And the actions that we'll take on basis of all this will be the actions that are not benefiting us either, on autopilot again. And that's how it rolls on and on and on. And we find ourselves caught as sort of victims of our own thinking, when we actually think that we're victims of our environment, but we're not victims of our environment. We are victims of our own thinking. Because as I said before, put 5 or 100 or 1,000 different people in the same environment, and the thoughts they will have, the feelings they will have, and the actions they will take will be different in separate case. And how can you sort of take control of your thoughts? You can create your thoughts, you can shape your thoughts by, forming a thought and then thinking about it repeatedly, which is called contemplation. If you contemplate a certain thought, which means think about it repeatedly, again and again and again, you will create a mental habit. As neuroplasticity knows now, the science about the brain and how our brains work, how our thinking processes go, it will create a certain path that will be repeated again and again and again. And the more repeated it will be, the more frequent this thought will be going on, even unconsciously inside our mind. If it's a beneficial thought for us that we ourselves can create and put in there and think about it and think it repeatedly, then we will be feeling the consequences of that, and our feelings will be beneficial, our actions will be beneficial, considering that goal that we have in mind, and the thought that we implanted in our mind, but having that particular goal in mind. It can all be done. You do not have to be a victim of your own thoughts, because it's always you to blame. You have to understand that. What is the reason of victimhood? How can the victimhood be avoided? You're a victim of your own thinking, not of the circumstances, of your own thinking. And once you change your own thinking, once you get in control of your thoughts, once you shape your thoughts, once you guide your thoughts, once you think the thoughts that you want, that are beneficial for you repeatedly, you will create these mental habits where those thoughts will be thought of, not just consciously, but unconsciously too, on a regular basis. And then they will cause this cycle with the beneficial feelings, with beneficial actions, and then beneficial results will start appearing in your life. And some people call that manifestation, but that is really taking control of your thought. Being in a contemplative mode, but contemplating the thoughts that you want. And then they will become not just the conscious thoughts, but unconscious thoughts too. And then they will definitely change the life around you. They will change the way you look at your life. And, step by step, gradually, they will change your circumstances and the results that you're getting by your own actions, by your own thoughts, feelings, and actions you're taking will become the results that you want, and you will end up by living the life that you want, although there is never an ended process for as long as you live, but you will be always going in the right direction. And what is the direction? Having a enjoyable, fulfilling life, life that we actually are happy to have, as simple as that. And it all starts with the thought. So look, I really appreciate you spending a bit of time with me, and in the next video I will talk a little bit more about the connection between the thought and the feeling. I will elaborate a little bit more on that, and what is an emotion compared to feeling, and how we can get in control of all that, and how we can actually be creators, which we are, but in real life creators of our livelihood, creators of our existence in the way that we want it. Thank you. And underneath I will leave a couple of links for you to just help you in gradually, step by step, effortlessly, as I say, creating the life that you want. All the best. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.